Elliott, defeat on the road today. What are your thoughts on the game?
Um, Not a great game, if I'm brutally honest. It was a physical, competitive game. I think there's moments in the game we dealt with it well. There's moments in the game we didn't. They've got a style of play that works for them here, quite relentless, and like I say, they're trying to make the game difficult. Like I said, mainly second half, I thought we did better, but we always give ourselves a mountain to climb. When you come to places like this, you've got to work hard, you've got to fight, you've got to be competitive, and we had moments of that. But we just give goals. We give goals because it's a bit of our Achilles heel as a team. We want to play, we want to try to dominate the ball, and that understanding of when to do that and when not to do that is we suffer with it a little bit away from home. Our away form needs to be a lot better. And it just takes the shine off a number of things, if I'm honest. But disappointed to lose, disappointed with the manner of the goals against. I thought we were competitive. I thought we worked hard. I thought we tried to battle against a side who are clearly very strong at doing that. And they've got to they like to play the ball forward early, and they've got big players that they want to try to hit and runners running off them. And ultimately, the basics of football is out of possession. You've got to make sure you're better than the opposition, and some of the times we weren't, and 3 occasions we weren't, and it's cost us the game.
And just regarding the first goal, did you think there was a foul on David Carson in the build-up?
I can see how people might think it could have been, but again, we've played ourselves in a position where we're encouraging them to press high, we're encouraging them to get after us, we're encouraging them to do what he did, and I think we've had 3 occasions where we could have dealt with that situation before it got to where the incident with David happened. If it's a foul, I would say it would be a soft foul. If I'm I mean, I would wish it was a foul, if I'm honest, because then obviously they don't score. But no, 3 occasions we had to get rid of it and we didn't, and we just played ourselves into trouble, like I've mentioned, and it's cost us the game ultimately.
And you mentioned it yourself, but there was defensive mistakes at the back today. Was that something that was addressed at half-time?
Yeah, what I love about this group of players is they want to play, and it's been ingrained in them to play. They've been brought up through the divisions, the ones who've been here for years, the ones we recruited in to play, and we've got to find a way as a team collectively to really make it difficult when you come away from home for the opposition. We've got to make sure that we can't give goals. We've conceded 3 goals away from home, and that means we've got to score 4 to win, and it's too much to ask. Even though we've got a brilliant front line, it's a lot of pressure on them to try to score and try to create things. We've got to tighten things up, so much, and I think we did that second half. I know they scored in the second half, but I think second half, without it being brilliant, without it being our style and the way we want to do things, we did it a little bit better. The other occasion this season, we've done quite well on that side. Warrington away stands out where, we dealt with that physicality, we dealt with that, direct play and how hard it was to go to a place like that and get a result, and we did it. And that's a disappointing thing, that we know we can do it, and ultimately, we've let that unbelievable amount of travelling fans down a little bit today with the soft goals we've conceded. I'm not saying we're not competitive. I'm not saying that we don't compete and we work hard, because I think you've seen yourself. There's virtually every man on the pitch is nearly having a little brawl there at one point, which I thought was a really poor tackle. But nothing, it's not seen, so that's frustrating. But that shows you the commitment of the players, that they want to work hard for each other, they want to help each other out. It's just decisions when we're in possession, got to be a lot better.
And touching on that, so just at the start of the second half, there was a disagreement between Mackenzie Heaney and one of their players. How did you see things from down on the touchline?
I think the referee didn't deal the first bit, so from the throw-in, I think their number 5 and Ash were having a little bit of a tussle, where the lads grabbed Ash around the neck and he sort of threw him down before the throw was taken, and they're having words, and then obviously the ball gets thrown in and it's sort of pinball wizard in and around close to where Ash is, and then number 5 and other players. And it breaks out to Mackenzie, and Mackenzie goes to play the pass, and in my eyes it was right in front of us. The lad's come off his feet, he's 2 foot off the ground, he's fully committed to the challenge, and I thought the rules were that that's reckless, and if it's reckless it's a red card. He won the ball, and luckily Mackenzie's come out of that without any injury, because potentially it could have been a really, really bad tackle on Mackenzie. I understand that football is a competitive sport. I understand that you've got to be competitive and make it difficult and tackle and win balls and be aggressive. But I just felt he was out of control, and for me, it's a clear red card that the officials missed.
And the games are coming quick with Radcliffe up next. Do we have to put things right with that game?
Yeah, we do. You know, we've got to run of away games where, you know, the players need to stand up and be counted. The players need to make sure that they're not letting this unbelievable amount of travelling fans down. You know, they've travelled, and you know, it's incredible. It's week in, week out at home, and it's the same when we travel. You know, our fans are brilliant. They get right behind the team. This isn't a short journey, and to have as many people as we had here today is incredible. And you know, we owe to them to put it right first and foremost. But the players owe to themselves. You know, they need to look at themselves, and they need to make sure that, you know, they've got to pride themselves on that clean sheet. They've got to pride themselves on making it harder for teams to score against us. And you know, we talk about it and we do stuff on it, but ultimately they've got to when they cross the white line, they've got to be able to do it. And 3 occasions today we haven't, and it's so frustrating and so disappointing.